All right, Pooh Shiesty was denied bond, and says rapper Pooh Shiesty was denied bond once again by a federal judge on July 21st, 2026, despite his defense team proposing an exhaustive 700,000 private security and surveillance package to secure his pretrial release. The court ruling. The judge rejected the defense's release proposal, agreeing with federal prosecutors that no conditions of release could adequately ensure community safety or witness protection at all. The charges Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Jr. is currently facing federal kidnapping and extortion charges. The allegations, prosecutors allege that Williams Jr., his father, and several co-defendants lured his label boss, Gucci Mane, to a Dallas recording studio in January 2026. Once inside, they allegedly held him at gunpoint to force the release of Pooh Shiesty's music contract and masters, while also robbing him of roughly $500,000 in cash and luxury items. Damning evidence. The prosecution's case has significantly strengthened with newly submitted video footage capturing the exact moments Williams allegedly forced Gucci Mane to sign the release form. Furthermore, GPS data from the ankle monitor Williams was already wearing for home confinement from a prior conviction placed him directly at the scene of the crime. Trial postponement. Due to severe complexity and massive scale of the multi-defendant case, the federal trial has been officially pushed back February 2027. Williams will remain in federal custody until then. Like, they're not letting Pooh Shiesty out. Not at all. You know, the video, the evidence, and everything about him being involved in a situation similar before, him being on home confinement, there's no way that they let the man out of jail. Why would they? They know they got Pooh Shiesty canned. There is no way for him to beat the case. They recorded the crime. You know, the homies that is supposed to be solid, you know, they gonna have, some of them are going to cooperate. The father is gonna cooperate. Everything is leaking straight to them. They got emails of the dad with the contract. They got the contract. They got the video. Nobody's beating the case at all. It's impossible. You know, they gave all the evidence they sell. Now, Pooh Shiesty brought this on himself, right? And what he did do is he made sure that there were witnesses against him from the evidence and from the people that he brought with him. He brought a team with him that can corroborate that he lined this shit up. Because if you think that all of the dudes that was with him that don't got no money is going to be willing to sit down and not turn over on him, you tripping. Yeah. One of the slowest rappers to ever come out. Straight up. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude can rap. But does he have a brain? Negative. Nah, he doesn't have a brain. You know, it's nothing there. You know, because thinking that she was going to even get away with this. I think he was just thrilled to be able to do this to Gucci Mane. Yeah, I did this to somebody that was well known and he couldn't do nothing. You know, I think people like Pooh Shiesty get, you know, they thing off by doing this shit. Yeah. because it was pointless. This shit didn't elevate his career. It didn't help him. It hurt him. Everything about the decision that he made cost him. So it's something that he gonna have to sit back and really sit down and do this time and think about it over and over and over again. And I really think they're gonna give Pooh Shiesty a lot of time just because of the circumstances. You make this song, you know, you're saying F the feds. So I just feel like they're gonna make sure they make an example out of him just because. You know, you saying F us, what we gonna show you is really F you. Yeah, it ain't no I'm sorry. You know, you got to think about this too, right? The judges, the prosecutors, you know, they're all attorneys and they do this shit day in and day out. You know, they're numb to this shit. So somebody that's already in custody for a situation, they're not taking you're sorry and I didn't mean it as serious. Not at all. You was in a situation currently on home confinement. There is no sympathy for you, my guy. You know, they don't really care. I can tell you right now, they're thinking for you to go and do this when you were in this position, you really have no regards for the law. You think you're above the law because you got money. You know, they're going to make an example out of the boy. Yeah, they're going to make an example. But I hope they don't come with no RICO shit, superseding an indictment on him. Yeah, and try to give him a 30 ball and rock his bail. Then shit gonna hit different. For what? You know what I'm saying? For what? What was the gain? For you to have notoriety that you a gangster? Well, you know, it's a lot of gangsters that got life in jail. It's a lot of gangsters that are in the grave. It's a lot of gangsters that wish they would have did something different. Yeah, it's a lot of them. You know. But he embarrassed himself. He just let everybody know how stupid he was. That's all he did. He embarrassed himself. You know, you let everybody know, nah, you're not bright. You're not smart. Not at all. You took your position for granted. Because it's a position that if he would have really thought about where he was at, he wouldn't have did that. Yeah. Position that so many people wish they could be in. But you know, they usually give these positions, when it comes to the young brothers, they mess the position up. They still want street credibility. They still want to be respected from the streets, and the streets will never respect you. This is just how life goes. The streets will never respect you. They'll chew you up and spit you out. Yeah, it's a game. But, you know, this is what happens with the people that look like us, man. They mind frame be stuck in that mentality, and they think that the streets love them and they're going to respect them. When you should understand when to elevate. It's time. I made it. Now, I understand some people got to play that role because they out in the street. You got to play that role. But it come to a point in time where you got to say, hold up, homie. I made it, nigga. Yeah, I made it. All of the work, the penitentiary chances, locked up, that you took, all right, it's over. That's growth and elevation. Growth, development, elevation, understanding. Straight up. Just being real, you know? And maybe, you know, he might need more time to understand that. You know, they give him a 15, 20 ball and he come home and he damn near 50. It might feel different. Nigga might say, hold up. All right, let me chill down. Or he might be one of those guys that come right home and do the same thing. You know, you never know with these type of guys. Straight up. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all y'all that rock with the channel.